Hi, my name is John Briggs. I'm chasing an evaporative emissions leak on a 2004 Toyota Corolla. Initially it was just the P0442 and over time it got worse. It occasionally came out as a P0441, P0442, P0446. So I think it got worse over time. I've actually been chasing it for a few years. I changed the charcoal canister, which I was convinced was defective, but it didn't clear the code and maybe it was a waste of money. Anyway, it turned out to be the fuel filler neck, and I can show you a short video here of where I attached a smoke machine to it, and it shows the fuel filler neck leaking smoke right out where the two vent lines attached to it. So I was pretty sure that was it. I haven't verified it yet by running the car, but I have swapped out the fuel filler neck, and I didn't see any videos on YouTube of someone making this change for a 2004 vintage Corolla, so I thought I'd make this video and share it so somebody else get a benefit of seeing how it's done. Thanks. Okay, we're going to get started, see if we can change out this fuel filler neck on this 2004 Toyota Corolla. Have the car jacked up and on a couple of jack stands. Just did this one side, hopefully it gives me enough access. And the tire is off and we're ready to get started. Okay, underneath this wheel well there's a plastic cover. It's a little hard to see because it's all black, but it extends around about 3/4 or maybe 90 degrees. There are 3 bolts. There's one there. It's a 10 millimeter. There's another one up there, 10 millimeter. And a third one up there, also 10 millimeters. See if I can get those out. There's the 3 screws that came out of there. And there's the big plastic piece that came out. And with that cover removed, you can start to see the fuel filler neck that needs to come out. There's the big pipe over here, and there's the 2 smaller vent lines that need to come out as well. It looks to me like the filler pipe is held on by 2 bolts, one low down here near the base, right there, and then a second one tucked up in that area. Okay, that was a 12 millimeter bolt head that came out of there. I had to actually pound the socket wrench and extension onto it in order to get it to fit, but it's actually fairly clean in the thread part. Okay, now I'm looking at the bottom side of the car in front of the rear wheel well, and there's that connection between the filler tube and the flex hose. And it's got a little bracket there that goes over to the gas tank. So there's the gas tank, then there's this protective covering over the hose. And then there's the hose clamp that holds the hose to the filler neck. Well, I may regret that. I took that little bracket off and I snapped one of the bolts off. So now I have to see if I really care enough to drill and tap that screw again. Well, that came off easily. This is the little cover over the hose connection between the filler neck and the flexible hose. I had to shove a screwdriver down into that slot right there, and then that decoupled it from this piece, and then I have better access to the hose, which hopefully I can get off. So here's what it looks like without that covering on there. There's the hose, and it comes around to the tank. And now the bracket's removed too. I broke that left-hand screw off. There's that hose clamp. It's unfortunately facing up, which looks a little tricky to get to. Maybe I should try the one on the tank. This one seems to have better access. Okay, I pounded on my 10 millimeter 12-point socket, then I pounded on my 10 millimeter 6-point socket. I think I'm ready to try to get that off. We'll see if it breaks. Okay, I did get that off of there. My 10mm socket may be forever fused to that thing, but it's off. Well, I got that hose off. It pulled straight off. Hose is separated right there. Rather pleased to make that much progress. Oh, that pipe actually disconnected from its mount. I guess it rotted free. So I still gotta get that mount out to get the new one in there, but the pipe is free. There's some sort of gasket or something holding that in there, that filler neck, to see what it takes to pull that out. Well, I just pulled that into the wheel well and it came right out. And it's sitting right there. And one of the vent lines snapped right off. See if we can get a focus on that. You can see those vent lines, one snapped off, the other's not long for this world. That definitely seems to be what the issue was with the evaporative emissions leak. I'm going to try to get that hose clamp off there. I pounded on my 12.10mm socket and I pounded on the 6.12mm socket, and let's see if I can get it off without breaking it. Well, I had to get some vice grips on that hose clamp to get it off, but I got the hose off clean. So the hose actually looks like it's in good shape. Filler neck at that end is actually okay. It's weird that the part that rotted out was at the top. But anyway, it's off. On to the next piece. The next piece is I got to get these two vent hoses disconnected. You can kind of see them right here. And they snake down through, there's one bracket there, plastic bracket. I can throw that away because the new one comes with a plastic bracket. There's another plastic bracket there. And just on the other side of it, I'll get under the car. We should be able to see where those are. Here's those lines under the car. I gotta get those two hose clamps off of there and then disconnect them. Okay, I got a screwdriver down in the gap in between these. And I used vice grips to kind of rotate them around. I got them out. The lower clamp had rotted away, so I'll have to replace that. The upper one is fine. I need to remove that plastic clamp that's holding those two lines on. Looks like it goes into a plastic piece. Maybe it's metal. No, it's a metal piece. Gotta uncouple it. Okay, I just smashed that off with a ball peen hammer and a screwdriver. Just shattered the plastic post, which is fine because the next piece has that in it. It broke clean. Okay, I had to take a torch to that bolt, but once I heated it up, it came right out. I guess I'll need a replacement bolt because I kind of rounded the head. But that's out of there, and then that lower one's the other place it fastens. So I'm just about ready to go to the store and pick up some more stuff and get ready to put that in. Okay, I think I got a tap in there where I'd shoot off that bolt, so hopefully I can get that bracket back on. Alright, I got a tap in here on this lower bracket by the hose, and hopefully I can get that bracket back on there now. I had a tough enough time with some of these bolts. I'm just going to go chase it with an M8 by 1.25 tap, so that hopefully when I go to put this back in, I'll have a nice clean thread. And there's the beautiful new filler neck. And there it is. Let's see if we can get that new fuel filler neck installed. So that needs to slide up and under. Okay, I got that hose back on the bottom. Got one hose clamp there. Replaced it with a new one. Got another hose clamp. Okay, I got that bracket installed again with a couple of brand new nuts. And it looks like we're good to go with that. And there's this plastic shield that clips on. There's a clip that's on the back side of this that you can't see. That just snaps on there and holds that. Guess it gives it a little more protection. Okay, I had to put new hose clamps. I did like a 9/16 on the lower one and a 1/2 inch one, slightly squished on the top one. But I think I got that all on there. Okay, that's basically in. You can kind of see the fasteners in there. Up around, another fastener in there. And all the way up to the plastic wheel well liner is in place. There's 3 screws that hold it in. And I got the wheel all back on. It's all buttoned up. Nothing to do but to test drive it and see if it clears that code.